contraction, it was like meditation for me. I was meditating into it. It was beautiful. And one thing which Vijay ma'am told me really helped me. She told, sleep in between the contractions. She told, you're going very slowly.
అది వినడానికి చాలా బాగుంది కానీ చేయడానికి ఎవ్రీ 3 minutes కో కాంట్రాక్షన్ వస్తుంటే అసలు ఎలా పడుకుంటారు ఎలా అర్థమే కాలేదు అసలు.
Yeah, but that helped a lot when she told sleep between the contractions, because the other night what we were doing, we were at home, we were with lot of people, we were timing the contractions. We forgot to sleep in between.
Exactly.
And we both got so tired. When we went back to Sanctum, she told, this is the biggest mistake that you have done. You shouldn't have been timing them too much and being focused on it too much, because you have to relax during the early labor. Kada. Then she told, you sleep in between the contractions. That will help you, because no time in a day or two you're going to labor now. It's going very slowly. It may take longer. If you have enough rest only, then you will be able to push at the end. I thought, how can someone sleep in between the contractions? But it actually happened. The contraction comes, I would, actually smile through it and be with it. But when in between the contraction, I would just doze off. Again a contraction, again dozing off. The whole night continued in that way. Whole night, he was sleeping beside me. I was sleeping, holding him sometimes, and that was going on. I was sleeping in between and all that. So it was like daytime contractions will decrease, nighttime contractions are increasing. She said, okay, we'll do a per vaginal. At 12:31, we did a per vaginal. I was just 3.5 centimeters dilated. After 3 days of labor, after 3 days of water breaking, I was just at 3.5 centimeters dilated. That time she told me, see, your cervical opening is little more posterior. It has to come little forward more. She did little manually also. She pulled it forward. I think that really helped. Ma'am is getting a little worried now that it's already 3 days. We have to deliver your baby. Heart rate may go down again because your baby has the issue of heart rate. Should we wait or should we? He was like, ma'am, we are ready to wait. How many ever days? It's okay. I am ready to wait. I want this to happen very naturally. Then she was like, I really like your support, because once you are giving this word, I get the confidence again. I get the liberty to try whatever I can. So she told, we can try one castor oil is one thing we can try. So we tried the castor oil thing also. But after that also the pains were little infrequent only. So then in the evening, Vijay ma'am told, no, we'll start the syntocin. Then we both agreed on it. Okay ma'am, now whatever you say, we'll agree. At 8:30 p.m. in the night or something, the syntocin trip was started by Swapnika ma'am. Then the contractions really picked up really faster, and during this period I was made to do lot of positions. I had to hold the bar and then go down, do abdominal tucks, the rebezo cloth pulling me backward, and then from the bed during the contraction I have to come onto my knees downward, come into this position and then again come back. All this during the contraction, not in between. With the sisters with me and with the labor support from my husband and with the sisters, I was doing all of that. Side lying position, some more contractions. So in the night we did some more breast pumps, some more walking up and down the stairs, some more homeopathic drugs. Syntocin was going on. With the drip in my hand, I was walking. With the drip in the hand, I was doing my tucks and everything. We were all laughing through it also. Sisters were also there. The contractions were really hard, but still we were laughing in between the contractions, having fun and all that was going on. That night, Wednesday night, it was difficult, I should say. It was difficult. It was the contractions were very strong. The contractions were very frequent, but there was smile on both of our faces. And then at a point around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I was feeling that strong feeling of going to the washroom. Then I understood that this is active labor, actual active labor, because this is what they told in the Lamaze also. And I remember very nicely that night. That night is the most beautiful, most meditative night I have ever gone through. It was very deep. I could feel a power within me. I could feel a lot of strength within me. Taking each contraction, I would say to myself, I am birthing a beautiful baby. I am birthing a baby which I have always dreamt of. That spiritual baby and that such a baby who has all these beautiful characters, it will take difficulty to birth such a baby. So it's okay to take all this pain. So I would say that to myself and again go through the pains and all that. It was very frequent. The contractions were very strong. It was ultimate pain. But I would say I loved all of that. It's not because it's been so many months that I forgot the pain and I'm telling that. I still love that pain right now. There are gaps in between the contractions and you relax between the contractions. But during the contraction also there is a peace within you. That is what I have experienced. There is a deep power within you which helps you handle that. And breathing helps a lot. There is particular technique called Ujjayi breathing that we do in Art of Living. Deep breathing and breathe out. That breathing I have done, and Ramadipti ma'am also told us some breathing techniques, breathing in, straw breathing and all that. I was practicing during the contractions. It will help us just pass through the labor very easily when we are doing the breathing techniques.
And, previously in 2 days, she was suffering a lot with the pain. She was tossing a lot. But when the intense pains were coming, she was going through, she was habituated, she was acclimatized, and she's coping with that pains also. That strength came her.
And he would encourage me a lot. He would say, "Oh my God, you're doing it very beautifully. Oh my God, you're a wonderful person." He would say all the adjectives. He usually doesn't do that. He's a very calm person. He wouldn't express at all. But throughout that labor, he would tell me lots of adjectives. And oh my God, I'm so proud of you. You're doing all of this. You look at your face. You're smiling. You're beautiful. You're doing it all really well. Come on. He would say all of that. He'll come and hug me, give me kisses and all that. I think that all helped the oxytocin to boost up also, right? So it's very important for everyone to have a partner to say all of that also. At 6 a.m., Swapnika ma'am came and she said, "I'll examine you once." And she examined and she told that I'm 6 centimeters dilated. So it was, whatever I thought was active labor was also an early labor. And in the morning, actually, I hit the, milestone of 6 centimeters, and I actually entered into active labor then at the 6 a.m. Okay. Then I thought at that point of 6 a.m., after the 6 a.m., I don't feel like, something is coming, I am doing something. It was just flowing.
Just flowing. Yeah.
It was just flowing. I didn't know. I had no awareness. I do have awareness. It was just like so meditative. It was happening and I'm flowing. It is happening and I'm flowing. I know everything was there, but it felt like a beautiful spiritual experience. It felt like I connected with myself. I found a profound, deep silence within those pains.
And she took over the pain, and still she is going through that contractions.
Yeah.
But, and it's more than a pain, that something was there which is for visual experience also. She is going through the pain, but she is not expressing that in the face or in the behavior.
I was so calm, and then it was happening. During the pain, I was kind of feeling that I'm witnessing the pain happening in something else. I am a separate person and I'm witnessing it. That made me feel take the pains even more easier. Okay, it's happening in my body, it's happening in this body, it's going now. That little detachment and looking it from upwards, that this is something else happening somewhere else. I am a different person. I am just an energy or a soul looking at that. That helped me just go through whatever difficult pain in a very easier way. Then at after 6 a.m., the IMRs made me bath, have me a beautiful hot water bath. 11 o'clock or 11:30, Vijaya ma'am came in. She came in, she examined me. I could see in her face, it was a happy face. She told me, "We're already 10 centimeters dilated, Manasa. Great." From just 6 a.m., it took 3.5 to 4 days for me to go through all the early labor and reach the 6 centimeters. But once I was in active labor, from 6 centimeters to 10 centimeters, it just took probably like 3 to 4 hours. Ma'am was just talking. I was lying down. She was telling, "See, I usually don't ask to push immediately after 10 centimeters. When you actually get the urge of pushing, then you should actually push. That is the right way. I would usually do that." She was saying that, and I actually got a urge to push, and I was pushing already. And I suddenly was shouting out. I was shouting out and I was pushing. Then Vijay ma'am came to me and I was like, "Ma'am, can you come nearer?" She came nearer and, "Ma'am, why am I shouting? Can you tell me?" She just came close to me. She held my hand. She stroked my head and she told, "That's okay. You are just vocalizing. You are doing great. You are doing amazing. The next 2 to 3 hours of your life now will be the period when you will be doing the maximum of whatever you can do. It will be very difficult. It will be as if your hips are ripping apart." She used these words. It will be so powerful that it will feel like your hips are ripping apart. You will have to do a lot of effort in the next 2 to 3 hours. But I'm telling you, it's all worth it, and I know you'll be able to do it. And it's okay. She used some more words which are very calming and all. I heard that and I had a beautiful smile on my face. She said, "I wish I could have captured this. Look at her face, how calm and serene she is at this moment."
Screaming started, And I thought that okay, let me see what I can do in this position for her. She used to hold very tightly and she start to push. And that time those two sisters are really a good support for us. They used to encourage a lot. Oh, you have to do little bit more like that. And it's happening, but the head, we slowly started to visualize the hair and also little bit head,
and then
but it's not coming out.
The sisters were putting glucose water, various kinds of liquids, and they're asking me to sip it. So between contraction and I sip it, contraction and sip it, because you need a lot of energy to push things out. You need a lot of energy to, it's just unimaginable. Those 2 hours of your life, you're putting 10,000% effort, more than what you actually can. So you need a lot of energy also to do that. Because I was taking liquids in between, that actually helped me. Lamaze classes, they showed us a video called Timeless Birthing. They showed us goddess statues and pictures of the previous times where women were birthing. It was so powerful. It was not looking like they were some victim or they were some patients and they are lying down and there have been so much pain and they are birthing. They looked so empowered. They were birthing, but they looked so powerful. Those pictures came to my mind when I was doing the pushing stage. I felt I'm also a goddess. I am giving birth, right? So I felt so powerful. I felt like a lioness, I would say. Just pushing it out and screaming and pushing and all that. Slowly we were pushing in various positions and all. At one point I was like, I want Vijaya ma'am. I want Vijaya ma'am. When ma'am came, I don't know why, in ma'am's presence, I felt more safe. I got more confidence on myself in ma'am's presence. And when ma'am came in, I thought, no, I can do it in a much better way. I should show it to Vijaya ma'am that I can do it and all. She was telling me, hold me here and push. Then I was holding her and I was pushing. Then whenever sisters were offering their hands, I wouldn't want them. I want to hold only Vijaya ma'am. Then she would give her powerful hand and she would do like this and I will hold her hand and then push. Krishna was holding my back, giving me support everywhere to push. And we were putting the Prasuti Sutram. Ma'am told this chanting is working, put it on loop. Various positions we were trying, sitting down and squatting. That worked really well. Like sitting in the toilet position as if in toilet position and squatting and pushing. That helped the baby really come down really well. And then I came onto the bed and ma'am asked me to pull the legs and put my head down and do that position. In that position, it came a little more down and she told me, you know what, your baby's hair is out almost. You want to touch it? I said, yes, ma'am. Then she made me touch the hair and I can't explain in words that beautiful moment. Touching my baby for the first time ever. The baby whom I was expecting since 9 months and waiting for, I touched that baby and I think the oxytocin rush happened that time. There was a smile on my face and then ma'am turned me to the sideline position. I think ma'am didn't turn.
No,
I was doing
only.
it. Various positions in the pushing period also, no one was guiding me. I was doing it myself. Ma'am was also telling, like, see how she's taking some positions which will help the baby come down. Naturally, the body knows how to come out. The positions are different when we are in the active labor and the positions are different when we are in the pushing stage. Pushing stage, the outlet has to be open. So the positions are different. No one told me, but my body took into those positions and it was going. So ma'am told me.
Vijaya ma'am used to say that the body knows intuitively what kind of position it has
to go to. But whereas outside where we see, there are too many instructions coming outside. You have to do it this way, do it that way. The power is not given to you. They have the power. You are someone under them and you are obeying their instructions outside. Here, you are given the power. You are the main driving force. You know what you have to do and they're there supporting you. And in that safe space, in that happy space, your body takes over, it has an intelligence, and when it happens intuitively, it happens beautifully. Before the head came out also, there was ring of fire. The pain that is happening. I talked to her about the perineal tears and all. She told me there will be a ring of fire. As if there is a fire in your vaginal area, because the hole is this much, the head is this much, it's coming to push it out. It will be stretching and it will be unbearable, fire kind of thing you will feel. When you do the perineal massage recurrently, that will ease down. Because I knew all of that when it was actually happening, I was not overwhelmed. I know, ma'am, the ring of fire is happening. I was excited and telling her, I told you, no, yeah. And she was giving the coconut oil massage to my perineum and slowly guiding it and all that. And I think her all being prepared for all of that also helped. Naturally, in sideline position, the perineal tears are very less. When you are in lithotomy position, the tears are too much.
To the maximum.
I always feared about tears, but body intuitively knew that it would happen this way happily, and it came out that way happily. And there were very little, minimal tear, I would say. 2nd degree superficial tear was there, and she told minimal tear. Then ma'am took the baby out. She put it on me. Krishna was here. I was here. The moment was so beautiful, so deep and surreal. I was looking at my baby, she was crying and crying, and they was trying to rub the baby immediately. See, look at her, the pediatrician in her is rubbing and clearing the baby. Then I took the baby and they gave me ample time for skin contact. I was feeding the baby and suddenly a wish came within me that I should chant the Guru Puja chanting. So there is a chanting called Guru Puja chanting. It's like expressing the gratitude to the gurus of knowledge in the past, present and the future. For all the gurus that have been there, for all the knowledge that we have received, expressing the gratitude towards it. We both chanted the Guru Puja every day throughout the pregnancy. So I wanted to chant that. Then naturally I started chanting it. Sai Krishna also joined it. I was sleeping like this, baby was on me, Krishna was here, and we both were chanting the Guru Puja to the baby. The first thing the baby came out and heard was Om, and then the chanting. She was crying and then she suddenly stopped crying and she was looking at my face, into my eyes, and then drinking the milk. The breastfeeding was happening, the chanting was happening, and she was looking at me very beautiful.
And seeing
both of us like that.
And there the sound is coming.
Yeah. So beautiful it was, and Vijay ma'am waited patiently throughout till we completed the whole thing. If I was in another hospital, they would say, come on, give the baby, we have to cut the cord and take the baby to the pediatrician, team is waiting and all of that. Here they gave us time to enjoy the moment, enjoy the birthing moment. And that Guru Puja chanting which we did after the delivery, later on also whenever the baby cries too much, when we chant that chanting, she suddenly stops crying.
When she listens Om, she becomes calm.
She becomes calm. That was the first sound that she heard right when she came out. I think just because the Sanctum, just because of Vijaya ma'am, we had that liberty to do what we actually liked. I was always having a little fear in my mind about perineal tears, because all my friends and all the circle that I had, all of them had deliveries where there were perineal tears, where there was anal incontinence post-delivery because of a lot of perineal tear. So everyone were talking about the importance of episiotomy. They were telling that first time delivery should get an episiotomy, because if you get an episiotomy, it will be a clean tear, baby can come out. Otherwise the perineum won't stretch out so much. When I talked about it to Vijaya ma'am, she told, you shouldn't be getting an episiotomy. The body knows how it has to come out, right? The perineum will stretch, and there will be minimal tears if you go through multiple sessions, multiple walking sessions, being active during the labor, walking around during the labor, putting the positions, all this will help you have minimal tears. At the time of delivery, when it was progressing, I asked her, ma'am, can I just have an episiotomy and the baby will be out? At one point I was saying that. She told me, Manasa, if I give an episiotomy, she may come out in the next 1 or 2 pushes. If I don't give an episiotomy, she may take 6 or 7 pushes. I'm not giving an episiotomy. Push it out, it will come out. This is what she was saying. Without an episiotomy, with a minimal tear, the delivery happened. Because it was a minimal tear, just within a week or so it got healed. I was back to normal. I was jumping about, I was sitting down and doing my massage for the baby. Everyone would, you got a stitches done? Are you okay? How are you sitting down so early? I was like, that was just small tear, that's why it happened. The journey was very beautiful afterwards. The breastfeeding was so easy for both of us. The postpartum was so easy because the birthing was very non-traumatic. Breastfeeding journey and later on journey was also very beautiful, isn't it? If they say that antenatal period should be very happy, mother should be always happy, but it is equally important that during the labor also we should be happy. The kind of emotions we feel, the baby will feel. Our heartbeat comes up, the baby also will understand that, right? Our breathing pattern changes, the baby will understand that. Perinatal period, the influence of the mother's mind, influence of the mother's, state of mind will have an effect on the baby, and we can see that in our baby also. She's very calm later on, it was very easy. Everyone was saying postpartum is so hard, sleepless nights and all of that. We never experienced. We attended the infant massage class of Sanctum.
That was really
beautiful,
very helpful.
yeah.
It was really helpful.
First 2 weeks, she would sleep at like 2 a.m. in the morning or something. She would sleep for 3 to 4 hours and again wake up. After the first class of infant massage, we started infant massage, she started sleeping throughout the night. Just at 2.5 to 3 weeks of age, she slept for 6 hours at a stretch in the night. She would ask for massage. We'll know, okay, she's asking for massage, let's take for the massage. She will smile throughout.
Whenever she is crying, when we take her to the washroom, to bathroom to give massage, the moment we enter into the bathroom, she
suddenly stops and she'll, I'm happy now.
Her stomach clearance was much better after giving regular massages.
Initially, she was crying a bit in the evenings. But then after the infant massage, no crying in the evenings. She's so happy. She'll cry once in a while for the feed only. You know, after having really good night sleeps and all, we had time to think about our career now. If it was a very traumatic birth, if there was no skin-to-skin contact, if there was no partner involved in it, if there was no infant massage, our most of the time would have been invested in thinking about the breastfeeding, thinking about how to make the baby calm and all that. We wouldn't have got time to actually think about our career. Because she was so calm, we got time to think about our career, and with that we slowly started our own clinic as well within 2 months of the baby's delivery. No one could ever imagine that, right? So we started our own clinic, and in that clinic we give holistic care with almost the same kind what ma'am's way of delivery and ma'am's way of care. It influenced us so much. I think birthing is so powerful that it opens up so much inside you. The confidence within us increased. I was so proud of myself that I went through such a labor. I went through all of that very happily. What else is there? That confidence lingered within me whatever I'm doing. That helped me go through anything very easily. And I would say after I started the clinic also, the way Vijaya ma'am receives people, the way Vijaya ma'am asks consent for everything, the way Vijaya ma'am gives a personal connect, that voice messages and all that, and actually letting body heal itself and giving the intervention only when needed. All of this I kind of implemented in our clinic also, like asking for everything, and then not at all giving unnecessary antibiotics, unnecessary medications and everything. And I would say Vijaya ma'am never, she would know, it's not like she's not intervening when actually needed. She will intervene, but she'll stand by and wait. I am kind of actually practicing all of that. And I would say how a birth can change someone's life, how it actually changed the way I take care of my patients. I practice, and I think this birthing, the lessons learned at Sanctum, these are for eternity for sure. We heard a lot of stories outside, how traumatic their birth experience is, how calm our experience was, how spiritual this was, that we found a new connection within each of us. Now after the delivery, we communicate things very easier now. That experience probably opened up something within us. Now we are more calmer. We have a better relationship now than before, I can say. We had a beautiful relationship before, but now I feel we have the best relationship. We understand each other in a better way. We communicate in a better way. We are better people. And all of this is just because of a beautiful birthing experience at Sanctum, and waiting for what all it will open up in us in future too.